season Trump train.
Donald Trump is putting the party back in politics. I'm Carrie Kellerman, and it's time for Cari On.
People all over the world now. Join hands, the ride. Start a Trump train. Trump train. The next step that will make.
And I told you about Christmas, and I guarantee if I become president, we're going to be saying Merry Christmas at every store. We're not going to be doing every store. Every store. The happy holiday, you can leave that over in the corner. Happy holiday, everybody. Enjoy it. But I'm saying Merry Christmas to whoever the hell wants to hear it. And that's not to knock anybody else. Other religions can do what they want. I think it's great. There's room for everyone. There's room for everybody. But for them to take away the word Christmas, and they're going further. You can't have the scenes. You can't have anything anymore. It's again, it becomes, like the gentleman said, it becomes politically correct not to use the word Christmas. That's not going to happen anymore, folks. It's not going to happen anymore.
I remember hearing Trump say this, that we were going to start saying Merry Christmas again last December at his rallies, and I wondered, could this really happen? Then, while I was out Christmas shopping, one store clerk at the checkout said, Merry Christmas to me, and I smiled and proudly said it back. Then another, and another. A neighbor said it, the woman at the post office, and on, and I remember making a special mental note that they were not simply responding to me because I was not the one saying it first. Wow, I thought, it's already started. Then a couple of days after Christmas, some friends of mine who weren't following Trump were complaining that they never heard anyone say Merry Christmas anymore. What? I told them that I had heard it more this season than I had in years. We looked at each other wondering whose account reflected reality the closest when I realized what had happened. The way I put it is this. People have a tendency to find what they're looking for. Why? Because they're looking for it. There are other ways to describe this. Perception becomes reality, confirmation bias, frequency illusion, or simply seek and ye shall find. What happened with my friends and me is that we had each found the evidence to support our theories. I found more people saying Merry Christmas because I was looking for them, and they found fewer people saying it because they thought fewer people were saying it. It's also like when you're shopping for a new car. All of a sudden you start seeing the one you like all over the place. Are there suddenly more of that kind of car around? Or did you just start to notice them? If people tend to find what they're looking for, suggesting what they look for can powerfully alter their experience. I first noticed this technique in the movie Pretty Woman. The scene is just prior to Richard Gere's and Julia Roberts' big date. She's all decked out in a red dress and jewels, and as they're leaving the penthouse suite, they get in the elevator and she turns to him and says,
If I forget to tell you later, I had a really good time tonight.
Thank you.
You see what she did there? She primed him to look for a wonderful time, and he spent the rest of the evening looking for the evidence. So is this priming people to look for things you want them to find technique used in politics? Oh, sure, by both sides. But Donald Trump is particularly adept at it. He takes the opportunity almost every time he speaks to tell us how dishonest the media is. And of course, we find a mountain of evidence to support that. And every time we find what we're looking for, distortions and lies from the media, it becomes more obvious and easier to spot. This only hurts the media and helps prove Trump right every time they're dishonest. Here's Trump's detailed account of how the media can distort reality and primes us to see it when it happens again in the future.
So one of my guys, who's married to a Jewish woman, this is a very fine person, dance comedian, he put out a tweet talking about crooked Hillary Clinton. And on the tweet was a star. It's a star. Like a star. And I said, oh, because when I looked at it, I didn't think anything. All of a sudden, it turned out to be in the minds of the press only, because he could have been a sheriff's son, could have been a regular star, and behind it they had money. Oh, but there's money behind it. So actually, they're racially profiling. They're profiling, not us, because why are they bringing this up? Why do they bring it up? All weekend long, CNN, dishonest as hell. CNN, morning to night, I have tweets where they're saying, CNN won't talk about anything but the star. CNN started this dialogue going, it's the Star of David. And because it's the Star of David, Donald Trump has racist tendencies. These people are sick. I'm telling you, they're sick. They're sick. And I'll tell you, someday I'm going to tell you the real story of CNN, but I'm not going to tell it yet. But they're sick. I don't watch it. Don't watch it. You know what? Don't watch it anymore.
I couldn't agree more. Don't watch it. Now listen to what Trump wants us to seek and find next.
I wasn't running against two people. I had 17 people. Hillary Clinton, I got a similar number to Hillary Clinton, and she had Bernie, and she had a hard time putting Bernie away. And Bernie, poor Bernie, he looked so upset. You know what? He made a mistake. He shouldn't have made a deal. Sometimes he lost. First of all, it was rigged. And I'm afraid the election's going to be rigged, I have to be honest. Because I think my side was rigged. If I didn't win by massive landslides, I mean, think of what we won in New York and Indiana, California, 78%. That's with other people in the race.
Based on what happened in the primaries, on both sides, Trump says he's afraid the general election is going to be rigged. So he's priming us to seek evidence of a rigged election now in order to give us a chance to find it and prevent it. He wants his voters to be alert and vigilant, and by reminding us that he overcame a rigged primary system with a large turnout, he's motivating his supporters to show up to the polls on November 8th. Because people really do tend to find what they're looking for, you can completely change the outlook and attitude of someone you know. So make it positive and prime them to look for something wonderful. It even works for yourself. Every day, look for something to be grateful for. If you seek that, I guarantee you'll find it. Make America fun again, my friends. And until next time, carry on.
A Trump train.